Hello, and welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. I know it's been a while, and I am excited to be back into the concert scene. This fall is going to be very busy, but this was an epic show, so let's get into it. Okay, so this was the Papa Roach and Rise Against tour with Underoath. So we have 3 bands, lots of music, lots of things. First of all, getting there was a complete pain. I don't know why all of a sudden it takes 7,000 times longer than it used to. It never used to take 2 hours to get to a show, but that's for a different time and a different channel. Okay, so Underoath. They came out to like this music that was recorded. They introduced themselves and they went into their first song. It was fast paced. I really liked the music shifts into the chorus. I thought that was a really good start to their set. Then after that, they had recorded Sound of Music between the next song. It was full instrumental with lyrics at the beginning. They had the crowd clap during the drop for the bridge. I loved the bridge and the one word being screamed. I thought that was a really good effect. After that, they again had a recorded sound and they said it was a new song. I want to say they said it was Shame, not really sure about that, but it sounded like it was. And they had a big shift in the pre-chorus, and the drummer sang part of it, which I really liked. I liked the big shift. And they definitely had like an interesting soundbite in the bridge at one point that was really like ear-catching. If you weren't paying attention, it was like boom, you're like, whoa, what? It's pulling me back in. So I thought that was a cool little thing. Then after that, they played Hallelujah, which had a less instrumentally heavy start, and then all of a sudden it came in full for the chorus, and then it had a less heavy bridge. I really loved the keyboard in the bridge. I thought that was really fantastic. And then they had like a quick stop in the instrumentals and then recorded voices in the background, and they came back full. I liked the lyrics at the end, which were also part of the chorus. I'm pretty sure, it was just a repetition of the chorus. But I liked the lyrics, particularly at the end. Like that they ended the song I liked, if that makes sense. After that, they had again a recorded voice. This was about a puppet master, and then it was just the instrumentals to start. It had a fast, quick feel. I didn't love the instrumentals during this part, actually, but I really did love the shift once the instrumentals got to the chorus. Really loved that. I also, I loved the lyrics as well for that part. And then I give all the drummer like all the credit in the world for singing. It's not easy. And then for this one, they told the crowd to jump around during the bridge. After that, he talked to the crowd. He thanked the fans and welcomed new fans to the family. And then he played an old song, Running on the Walls. I think that's what it was called. Definitely had a less heavy instrumental start. And then it got more heavy for the verse. I loved how he fluctuated from heavy to less heavy and then back to heavy again, like fairly quickly throughout the verses and the chorus. It was definitely an older song. They had the crowd hold up their hands and sing for the bridge. And then one line, they had no instrumentals, and then it was like, boom, came back with full instrumentals to end the song. So I really like that song. That was probably my favorite in their set. After that, they said that we were their favorite show on tour, which I don't believe often. They taught the crowd the lyrics, and it had an instrumentally heavy start with lyrics. And then before the bridge, they had the crowd get closer to the barricade and had the pit going. And the singer was at the barricade while he sang the bridge. Honestly, overall with their set, I was really impressed. They did not feel like an opener for being an opener. They felt more like a headliner. They had an actual like incredible light show. They had those recordings between songs. Like that doesn't really happen with openers often. So I was impressed, and the songs were good, and I thought it was well chosen. And yeah, I mean, again, there was that little bit of a lull, but nothing really too bad. Next was Rise Against, and I'm not gonna lie, I was more excited to see Rise Against than I was Papa Roach, just because I've already seen Papa Roach before, like up close and personal, so I felt like I've seen them in a unique enough way that if I never saw Papa Roach again, I'd be okay. But I've never seen Rise Against, and I was really, really excited to see Rise Against. So they came out to a recorded voice and then the instruments. It was a heavy instrumental start. They had fire jets before the lyrics started. And just like hearing his voice, it was just so amazing. He has one of those voices that you're like, oh, no matter what song he's singing, if you hear that voice, you're like, oh, it's the guy from Rise Against. So actually being able to like hear it live for the first time was awesome. Also fantastic first choice. It was a song that I recognized immediately. It's super energetic song, but it's not one of the like major, more popular ones, but it was like well enough known. It was just a really good choice. I really appreciated that. The guitar part for the bridge was awesome. And then more fire jets at the end. So really, really fantastic first choice. Can't even complain about where it was placed because it was a song that I knew. Really, really loved that. After that, they played Under the Knife. The intro had a quick, short feel to it, and I love that it dropped and then the lyrics came in. But yeah, so that was good. I didn't recognize it, but it was still a good follow-up. I really liked that song. And then, yeah, really liked that song. After that, it was Give It All. I recognized that one. There's smoke jets for the chorus. I really loved the short, quick feel in the chorus, and I liked there was that shift change for the bridge was really great as well. The next song had a great instrumental build to the start. They had an extended intro. It was a song I recognized. I definitely had pacing changes in the verses, at least for like the words being held. Amazing chorus to see live. Love the bridge. They had a jet leading into the bridge, the fire jet, so that was cool. And I just love the bridge in that song. Of course, I don't know what it's called. I'm so sorry, but it was definitely one of their more known ones because I knew it. So after that, the song I recognized it. I want to say it was maybe All Because of You, because that's what they kept saying. Like, they were like, oh, this is all because of you, fans. This is all because of you. And then that was also in the chorus, so I'm going to go with that. I recognized the instrumentals. Going in, it had an instrumentally heavy start with the lyrics at the same time. Really liked the chorus. The quick, short feel on the verses was fantastic. Guitar in the instrumental bridge was amazing. And then he talked about how... the songs like life and like we give them, like the fans give their songs life before going into the lyrical bridge and the end of the song. So I really liked that. And again, definitely felt like a headliner move to like stop a song and have a chat. So I really liked that. The next thing they did was they talked about leaving home to be safer, and in this climate, I thought that it was interesting and appreciated it. So they played Prayer of the Refuge, and so I definitely definitely recognize that. Really pumped to see it live. Fire jets in the chorus, smoke jets in the chorus, into the instrumental bridge, and then smoke jets at the end of the song. So fun. That was definitely an awesome song to see live. Then after that, they brought out an acoustic guitar, and he talked about like seasons changing and feeling like you kind of need to move on. It was Swing Life Away, and that was like the song I wanted to see because it's so good. Oh my gosh. So at first it was only him and the guitar. The band had left the stage. He held the note for Hand that first time he sang it, which was awesome. And then it got like faster with the guitar for the second verse, which I really liked. And then more instruments came in. And then like all of a sudden the entire band came in for like the chorus at the end, and it was such a good effect. I loved it. I loved that song, and hearing it was just so great. And like there was a lot of like pauses and stopping, and you know, fans were singing, and I was like, oh no, he's not gonna sing like the whole song and I'm not gonna be able to hear it. But he did. He went back and he sang like exactly the part I wanted sang. So it was great. It was really good, and it being like really heavy at the end and really instrumentally full was just like incredible. It was so great. I was so happy. I loved it. After that, they played Nod, which is off their new album, and I actually recognized it because I've listened to the album a couple times. I really like the shift from the verse to the pre-chorus, and then the other shift into the chorus. They asked the crowd, they dropped the instrumentals to get the crowd to sing. I don't think we did a great job. Sorry, we did not do a great job. But the song was cool to see live, and yeah, it actually was a good follow-up to Swing Life Away. But obviously there was a nice big break between to break up the acoustic to the back to more of a rock. After that, they played Satellite. So this was a less instrumentally heavy start. So good. Fantastic build up into the full instrumentals in the chorus. Sounded like there were some subtle differences, especially in the second verse. Smoke jets during the chorus. This might be my favorite bridge of theirs, like, of all time. Like, I love it. And he changed his voice to sing the bridge, and it was so good. And I just love that bridge so much. And I was just like seeing it live. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to see this live. It was amazing. So like, I don't know if Satellite's my favorite song, but it's definitely my favorite bridge of theirs. And it was just great. It was lovely. So then he took a megaphone and talked about being in the moment, and then he sang the chorus for Satellite through the megaphone with some smoke jets. So it was great to see live. I loved it. I was so excited. After that, they played Ready to Fly, had smoke jets with instrumentals in the intro, and then there was a drop in instrumentals for the lyrics. Another great song, fantastic follow-up, right? 2 really great songs back to back. I really like the guitar part. And they had the crowd sing specific lyrics of the chorus and then smoke jets to end the song. So again, you had 2 great songs right in a row. And then after that, he talked about equality for everyone, and that if a revolution is not saying that they want equality for everyone, then it's not really a revolution. So again, I enjoyed his point of view. And then they played Saviors. And so when I used to be stuck in traffic coming home from work, I would have animal crackers as a snack, and that song was on the radio a lot because it was very popular at the time. And I used to like to distract myself from how frustrated I was in traffic, used to use my animal crackers to sing the girls part versus the boys part. And just like thinking of that memory as the song was playing and just like listening to that song live for the first time, it was like it was great. That was such an interesting like time in my life, and it was nice. It was nice to think about that and reminisce about that. But also a fantastic song to see live. Smoke jets with when the instruments came in full. Definitely subtle changes in the first verse. Fire jets during the chorus. The music changed and was held for the bridge, and then they extended the instrumental bridge, which was really cool. And then there was a music drop for the lyrical part of the bridge, which I really liked. Fire jets and smoke jets at the end, and then an extended instrumental outro. Fantastic end of a set. That's how you do it, people. 3 great songs in a row. Love it. I mean, I guess Swing Life Away could have been the 4th song before that, and that would have been amazing, but honestly, I can't even complain. It was so good to see them live. I'm so excited. They played every song I wanted them to play. And like, I know it's cliche to end on Survivor, sorry, not Survivor, Saviors, but it was great. It was great. Really liked it. So then Papa Roach came out, and it started with like violins or strings, like with a quick short feel, and then like the drums came in really heavy, which was cool, and they had a big sheet in front of the stage, and so they actually started singing the lyrics with the sheet in front. I want to say it was maybe Even If It Kills Me. The sheet drops for the chorus, fireball or jets, like boom. So it was really exciting to see the song. I was actually excited to see it. Really first good song, engaging, not a super popular one that's like ruined the set. Like Last Resort would have been too early, Scars would have been too early. And then they had smoke jets at the end of the bridge. So yeah, it was a really great first song. I thought they did a really nice job. After that, they played an old song that was 25 years old. And it had an instrumentally heavy start and a short, quick feel in the verse. Didn't recognize the chorus, but it was a good follow-up. And then there was also fire for the second chorus, and ended with the smoke jet. So basically every song had fire and or smoke. So yeah, if I don't mention it, it's because it's been done, and if I mention it too many times, it's because it keeps getting done. After that, he told the crowd to put their fists up. Next song was heavy, instrumental start. Stayed heavy for the verse. Fire during the chorus. Genuinely couldn't tell what they were yelling. It wasn't my favorite song. I'm glad that it came early. I literally spent the entire song trying to figure out, every time it was like 1, 2, 3, you're supposed to put your fist up and yell this word or words, and I genuinely didn't know what it was. In my head, I was trying to say all these combinations of things I thought it was. None of them sounded like that, so I just took it as an L and was like, this is not the song for me. Glad it came third, because if this came later in the set, I would have been upset. Then they thanked the bands that were before them and the fans for coming. The next song was heavy instrumental start with a quick short feel. Liked it literally instantly, so much better than the previous one, so that was good. I loved the build up and how it was sang in the chorus, and I actually really liked the chorus too. And then like in the middle, right before they went into the bridge, they did Hey Ho Let's Go, so that was pretty sweet. They did that a couple times. And then there was a drop in the music, and then like he jumped off the little drum stage. So it was great. I really liked that song, especially compared to the previous one. The next song started with some fire jets, with some instrumentals, really good follow-up. They definitely had a similar sound. Smoke jets going into the bridge. There was a screamy part in the bridge with fire jets, and it was awesome. And then there was a female singer with a keyboard that was obviously pre-recorded. So I liked that song. I thought that was a really good follow-up song, and I liked the keyboard part with the female singer. And then the lights went out. The next song, I really liked how the verses were sang, especially because the music would drop before the chorus. Really enjoyed it despite not knowing it. Maybe Getting Away with Murder was what it was called. That seemed to be repeated in the chorus a lot, but I really liked it. And again, 3 good songs right in a row. So that was really awesome, even if I didn't know them. So then he noticed that one of the fans in the crowd, I was like, crowd member, one of the members of the crowd was wearing a cockroach costume, so they sang La Cucaracha a little bit. Then he introduced the band. Well, they were doing like that California, I don't know what the song is called, it literally might just be California. So that was playing while he introduced the band, and then he stopped the music and was like, yo, you people up in the seats need to stand up, and he tried to encourage that. The next song had a very quick, short feel. I liked the feel of the verses. There was smoke and fire for the choruses. Maybe it was called Liar. Liar was the word that was said a lot. It was on the screen a lot. I liked the lyrics in the chorus. And then they had the crowd get down in the middle of the song and then have everyone jump up, which was pretty fun. After that, the next song started with the keyboard, slower start. I knew it immediately. I want to say it, maybe One Last Kiss is the song title. Guys, I know I'm horrible. I loved seeing it live. It was fantastic. He let the crowd sing part of the chorus, and then went into... So like as they were ending the song, instead of ending it with their song, they went into In the End by Linkin Park for like the bridge / end of the song. It was so good. It was really great. And then afterwards, he genuinely was trying to, I think, honor Chester. And I really appreciated that. And then after that, he talked about staying alive and played Falling Apart. I liked the guitar in the intro. I also liked when the instruments came in after the first few lyrics. And then overall, it was a good song. And then after that, they showed a video, like a pre-recorded video of him talking about suicide. And if you're watching this and you need help, the number is 988. So please reach out and get that help. But he's talking about mental, like, struggles with mental health and how to get resources, and that those resources do work and that you're not alone. And then they played with just the acoustic guitar, Leave the Light On. And so there was the singer and then the guitarist with the guitar. And so they had like the dual vocals in the second verse. I really liked that. And then more instrumentals came in when the chorus came in. And then like fireworks started falling from the ceiling towards the end of the song, but not like to end the song, which I thought was actually really important and nice. So it came like, I would say probably, I guess, like Bridge's last few choruses, but then that last chorus, there were no falling fireworks. And so I liked that. And then after that song, a fan, I guess, he gave him a pin, I think, because he put it in his jacket. And in exchange, the kid got a drumstick, so I thought that was sweet. And then he talked about how he's like, oh, like now that you're pulling out the father in me, so that was a nice moment. After that, they played Scars. So great to see live. Like, love the follow-up from Leave the Light On to that song. I just love that song in general. Let the crowd sing before the bridge, and just love the lyrics in the bridge. So that was a really great song. Then the drummer and the bassist played together. They were just jamming out, and then Fireballs came at the end, so that was pretty cool. After that, Toby from H2O came out, which H2O didn't even realize they were still a thing. Super pumped about that. Apparently they're starting their tour, so that's exciting. He split the crowd in half. Not sure why. Nothing really came of that. But then they played Brain Dead. Instrumentally Heavy Start, Fire Jets. I like the chorus more than I like the verses. And then I really liked Toby's part. He was like repeating the lyrics in the chorus. Yeah, again, not the biggest fan of the verses, but I did really like the chorus, and I like the build up into, like, there was a screaming part in the bridge, so I liked that as well. And then of course there were more Fire Jets, because why wouldn't you have more Fire Jets? They're awesome. So after that they played Help, which is a really great song. They let the crowd sing the part at the beginning. Just love the lyrics and the instrumentals. It's a great song, really good, really excited to see it. After that, they played Born for Greatness, short, quick feel in the verses. I liked okay, this is gonna sound like so maybe complicated, but at the end of the verse, the way that he sang the lyrics, it was like a dropping effect, right? It like started higher notes and then went, and then higher notes and then went, and then higher notes. And so I really liked that effect. So I liked that part leading up to the chorus, and then there were Fire Jets in the chorus, super fun, and they ended with Fire Jets. Then they went off stage for the encore. I'm assuming, yeah, the encore. There was like a song that came on, and then there was a video. I didn't recognize the song at all, so that wasn't great. Don't love when a band comes out to a song for an encore that I don't recognize. But I did like the chorus, the lyrics, and there was a shift in instrumentals, and of course, Fire Jets during the chorus, so that was cool. After that, in that song still, I really liked the instrumentals, and then I actually really liked how the bass played like the end of the song, like at first, and then the bass just like continued playing it out, and the lights were off on the stage, so that was cool. So then after that, the lights came back on. Another song I didn't recognize. There were Fire Jets during the chorus. Oh, so this was a little tough for me. I could have done without this song. Not that it was a bad song. I just would have been happy with the 2-song encore. It was a good song, and I like how the bridge was sung, but honestly, at this point, like, your crowd is older. I don't really want to be there until 11 o'clock. 10:30 is a perfect time to end a show. Would have gone to 10:45 if we hadn't played the song, maybe. So I was getting frustrated, I'm not gonna lie. Also, my issue was our parking was over at 11, and it was valet parking, so it's not even like I could just sneak in and sneak out sort of a thing. I was dependent on someone else, and that made me nervous. So let's get into what happened next. After that, I was like, okay, at least if they start playing Last Resort Now, we can catch the like maybe whole thing and then leave. But no, of course, he's like, let's go on a journey. And I was like, can we please not go on a journey? We've been on a journey for an hour now and like a half. Can we please just go? But he asked if there were any Korn fans, and they started playing like the beginning of a Korn cover that I recognized the beginning, but I don't know the song. And then after that, he talked about being in California, and he played a song by Deftones, which I did not recognize. Then they played a Limp Bizkit cover, one of those days, and then they played Chop Suey, and that unfortunately is when we had to leave. It was too close to 11 o'clock I had to walk to the parking garage that my car was at, and Unfortunately, I missed Last Resort, which probably was awesome. There were probably fire jets, probably smoke jets, maybe even some confetti. I don't really know, but I am disappointed that I didn't even get to hear a single note of it being played because of timing. And yeah, so I know I never leave early, but like I could not. I felt like I needed to leave. So I hate that, and I'm sad about it. And I'm gonna try not to let it impact my score, but honestly, like, I didn't see Last Resort. That's an epic song, and I would have loved to rock out to it. So, oh my gosh, score. Underoath was great. Again, they had like that one little lull for me in that one song, but honestly, without knowing any of them, they were really good. They were super like headliney, even though they were openers, so I was really impressed. And then Rise Against was just like so on my bucket list of bands to see, and they played every single song I could have asked them to play. I loved Swing Life Away. I loved how they started slow and then just totally rocked it out at the end. And then ending on Savior, and just like the memories that it brought back, and just hearing his voice live do that song, and just, the opener was great too. Like, that was a fantastic set. And again, I didn't know every song. I didn't know every song by heart either, but like, it was a great set. Papa Roach definitely had some lulls in their set. I guess maybe I just don't know as much Papa Roach as I thought I did. But they definitely touched on songs that I wanted them to play. I thought their slower songs were good, and I thought their placement of most of those songs were good. I really liked their opener. I really liked where they put Scars. Definitely wish their encore was shorter. And like, I like the, Korn, Deftones. Like, I like that sort of a thing. I just either eliminate it or eliminate that other song. Because I missed Last Resort. So that was not great. Overall, I think this is going to get, this is hard because Rise Against was so good. I think it's going to get an 8.5. Really loved Rise Against, and again, Underoath was great, but yeah, there were definitely some lulls in the Papa Roach set for me, and missed Last Resort, and also there were a couple lulls in Underoath as well, so 8.5. Let me know what you think. Do you think that's a fair score? Should it be higher? Were you there? Did you want to go? Did you go to another show on the tour? Did they say that was their favorite one? Yeah, so let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!